Neckzilla just made the biggest mistake of his career.
If you follow bodybuilding, you know the guy I'm talking about.
He's famous because he got a neck that's out of this world, so it's no surprise people call him Neckzilla.
This dude looks like an alien. Man, I wonder if that's Photoshop. Like, there's no way that he's that freaky looking.
With his insanely shredded physique, massive lats, and crazy-looking biceps, everyone started comparing him to legends like Ronnie Coleman.
Pretty much every part of his physique is pretty insane. So the back is humongous, the traps, the arms, the hamstrings, even the calves are humongous. Pretty much everything is pretty jacked.
And they were expecting him to steal the spotlight at the upcoming Arnold Expo, which is why Neckzilla trained like a beast day in and day out. But all of a sudden, he put out a statement that shocked everyone. "I'm stepping back from competing at Arnold Sports in Ohio, USA this year. My sincerest apologies to Arnold Sports and all my supporters. My journey to the stage is on hold, but the dream lives on." And that's why all of his fans are beyond disappointed. Dude is handing the gold over to someone else. Very kind of you. Just walk across the border. Everyone else is doing it. However, some people think it's because he wasn't clean and might have tested positive for substances right before the event. Although that doesn't seem to be the case, despite the fact that Neckzilla definitely looks juiced up.
How long have you known that he's not doing it? Be honest.
Well, I know he was cleaned out. And I know he wasn't on anything when he was making these posts.
In fact, the reasons for him pulling out are a bit more complicated than they seem because he was also away from home for ages.
He spent a long time away from his family, and I think when he went back, he spent a lot of time with his family.
But it gets even worse than that, since apparently Neckzilla didn't even have the funds to make it to the expo, which makes this whole story even more tragic.
I was gonna vouch for him to be here in America, but I'm not gonna pay my own money to make it all happen.
So his sponsor didn't want him to come here to compete?
It's just not paid. That's all I gotta say.
But the worst part of all of it is that Neckzilla was probably going to win at the expo, because even experts think he's got a golden era physique that's just hard to compete against in professional bodybuilding. Since Rubio's quads measure 81 centimeters and his biceps are 55 centimeters wide. And to make it all better, he weighs around 80 kilos, which means he's as lean as it gets. So you can't tell me this guy wasn't going to blow it out of the park. But some people also think he's just not as motivated to do these shows as he used to be, since he's already won tons of things and maybe he's just taking his time trying to enjoy the glory. But even with Neckzilla out of the picture, the competition is still tighter than ever, with elite bodybuilders like Hadi Chopin and Samson Dauda set to go head to head. But who's going to take the top spot? And would any of them have stood a chance against Neckzilla?